What's up, guys? Doug Polk here, and we are back for another episode of Poker Hands. And my friends, we have a doozy today from Hustler Casino Live between Ryan Feldman and Nik Airball. Man, this one is a beaut. But before we jump into that, I want to let you guys know that my new Heads Up No Limit course, the End Boss System, has been released. And if you purchase this week, you also receive Inside the Arena, an additional bonus course taking you through what goes through my mind on the live felt when I'm doing my $100,000 live battles, where I take on anyone that wants to play heads up over at the lodge. It's a 12-hour add-on course where I am in there for all of it. Half of it I do on my own, and half of it I'm joined by Fabian Adler. If you purchase this course this week, you'll receive that for free. The cost of that afterwards will become $4.99. So if you're interested in that, check it out at the link below. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the action today in this, once again, beautiful hand between Ryan Feldman and Nik Airball.
Like 10K or something.
Your winning line?
Like 10, 15K, something like that. I mean, I'll let you know after this hand, but...
Yeah.
What? I'll let you know after this hand. 13.
13,000.
What's wrong with you?
If I lose this hand, I'm stuck.
33.
33.
And that's a 5-bet with the King-9 suited for Nik. These players do not like to back down facing pre-flop aggression. Ryan makes the call. And this is just a 5-bet pot between Ace-Deuce suited and King-9 suited.
Our hand begins with Ryan Feldman talking about how much money he's up in this hand, which apparently is he will be stuck if he loses after 4-betting with the Ace-Deuce suited. Over to Nik Airball with King-9 of hearts. Normally you just fold this versus the 4-bet, but not being able to resist the temptation of putting Ryan Feldman, the producer of Hustler Casino Live, into the red, he decides to go ahead and make it $33,000 to go here. Now, I wouldn't say that 5-betting King-9 suited probably never happens in theory, but my guess is this is happening way too much when he decides to make this raise. I do think, though, that the size seems pretty good. Maybe slightly smaller would be preferred, but you don't really want to go too small and give your opponent a chance to profitably flat with hands like suited aces or middling pairs or what have you, or maybe low pairs or some suited Broadway, some stuff like that. You want to make this size very difficult for your opponent to play. Also, what hands can Ryan Feldman really get in here pre-flop? I guess versus Nik Airball, you're not the most unhappy to put it in with kings here on something like 250 blinds when we think about the effective stack size. But at the same time, you're not super thrilled about it with ace, king, or queens, even though you're probably going to have to just do it. So in this situation with ace-deuce suited, I think Feldman has like a kind of easy fold. But the thing is, I believe that Feldman knows that Nik Airball, well, it's in the name. So anyway, rather than come over the top once again, which would be very awkward, it's unclear what size he would be, it might even have to just be a jam, he decides he's simply just going to call, and let's play some post-flop with two kind of mediocre hands for a very large pot.
68,000 almost already in the middle. And that's a straight flush. Nik Airball has just flopped a straight flush in a 5-bet pot with King-9 of hearts. Unfortunately for him, Ryan has virtually nothing, but he is going to peel to a very small bet here.
The flop comes Queen Jack 10 all hearts, and Nik Airball has flopped a straight flush. I think I know exactly what's going through his head right now.
I want him to think that I'm pondering a call, but all I'm really thinking about is Vegas and the fucking Mirage.
The question now for Nik is how can he get paid on this board? Obviously, when you have the straight flush, you really don't care if more hearts peel off, because if he has the ace of hearts, or rather if his opponent has the ace of hearts, you still got him dead with your straight flush. You simply want to play this hand in the way that will make you the most money. I don't mind the idea of either flop betting or checking. I think on this stack size, it's certainly possible that Feldman would trap pre-flop with ace, king, queens, jacks. Certainly jacks and 10s going to be in there a bunch. I also wouldn't be surprised to see him have hands like ace, queen suited, king, queen suited, queen, jack suited. Pocket nines could be in there. Plenty of hands that could be looking to give Nik some action if he does bet the flop. That said, one thing I see often in some solutions for poker are when you do hit straight flushes or flushes with two high cards to the flush, typically speaking, you do a little bit more trapping. So it would be my best guess here that Nik Airball should do a little bit of checking and a little bit of betting here. Both options are fine. But if he does bet, he should use a very small size. I think maybe 20% pot might be optimal. So I'd like to see Nik bet something like 13,000 here on the flop and force Ryan Feldman to have to defend with a lot of different hands. Anyway, Nik Airball does decide to bet very small, 10K on the flop here. I really like this from Nik Airball. Seems like a good size. Over to Feldman, I think you just simply have to... Wait, what's he do? Wait, what? Did he just call? Wait, he's got a gut shot on a board with a flush, and his gut shot is a 1 card. Okay, well, Nik Airball bets the turn, and typically speaking, you want to bet a geometric size here in Nik Airball's shoes on this turn 7, which means you want to bet a little bit closer to something like 40 or 50,000 to make the river shove an equally sized bet. In this spot, the 26,000 won't really matter because Ryan Feldman certainly has to... Wait. What's he thinking about? Oh, no. What am I watching? Don't do it. Don't do it, Feldman. This is a trivially easy fold. I mean, even if you think Airball's full of it, he could still have hands. Oh God. My friends, we are leaving the realm of poker hands analysis, and we are entering the jungle. Feldman is taking it to the absolute streaks here with a gigantic raise. I think, okay. Look, I know we do lots of strategy on this channel, and there's really no strategic explanation for this other than he thinks Airball is full of shit and he wants to take a stand. And maybe people think that he's kind of tight. But if you're going to bluff here, I think you like to go a very small size and set up a reasonable size river jam, because when Feldman makes it 80K here, he's only got 68K behind. So if you wanted to check raise, I'd like to see him make it like 60K and then jam in his last 83K on the river if it's a brick. I know that's a really small, slight difference, but yeah, I mean, this 80K size, hard to imagine Airball's going to have too many hands that would call and fold the river. Although there possibly could be, although straight flushes aren't one of them. So, yeah, I mean, at this point, back to Nik Airball, and I think I know what he's thinking about.
Vegas and the fucking Mirage.
We take a river. Feldman drawing stone dead, and oh, it's the 5 of hearts. This is a kind of weird river because what hands can Feldman really have that don't hit this other than ace, deuce of diamonds? I mean, kind of, it's just hard to imagine, I guess, some hands. There are some hands now, though, for Nik Airball that are very unhappy. If Airball did have a hand like a set or a straight, those hands are pretty pissed off at this river. And maybe if Feldman had a bigger bet, he could make those kinds of hands fold. However, Airball does not have those hands. He's got a straight flush. So the best and only thing that can happen here for Feldman that he's going to be happy about is if he just gives up on...
All in.
All in.
And Ryan shoves.
You win.
Oh, shit. So 200,000, 100,000, 300,000, 6 million minus... Was it 8 million? 8 million minus 300,000, 7 point... Sorry, I'm just doing some math on where Airball's at. I'm sure he's going to figure it out. Thank you guys for joining me today. Make sure to join the channel. By the way, we have 399,000 subscribers still, I believe, as of this video. I think. Let's get that to 400K, guys. I really appreciate all the support from the community, and we are banging on the door of 400K subs. So let's go ahead and make that happen by clicking that subscribe button. See you guys again soon.